Now, this upset a lot of Jimmies, didn't it? Especially when you go on the Twitter, there's people announcing that they're changing their denominations like planes leaving the airport. A lot of individuals are big ass mad over this, which, by the way, fits exactly the description that I had given to Catholics, which is that they're mostly busy arguing amongst themselves and pretending that the Vatican doesn't exist. Because, seriously, like, in the last 4 years or so, like, every time you heard something about the Pope, it was something that's non-Christian. Like, no Pope from the last 100 years or so would agree with some of the takes that the recent ones had. Yeah, no, seriously, like, Innocent III is probably spitting in his grave. But what happened now? Well, apparently, the current Pope has decided to give a little prayer room to the Muslims. Right, to the Muslim scholars that are coming to his 500-year-old library in order to study. They wanted a prayer room. They wanted a little rug. And the Pope is like, sure, why not? And so this is compassion, I understand. Kindness, yes. Now, let's analyze why people are upset. Is there any reciprocity going on? Like if a Catholic goes to Muslimia, does he get the same courtesy? Well, apparently not, because if you want to go to Mecca, from my understanding, you gotta be a Muslim. Like, you cannot go and touch the Kaaba unless you're a Muslim. And so it's a little bit of a one-way street, isn't it? Like, there's no leeway here. There's no reciprocity, and this is what upsets people. But the second one is a theological issue, right? Catholicism means universality. It means everyone, right? So, like, if you're the Pope, you must believe that God is dominating, right? Like, it's just like one God, and it's your God. It's not anyone else's God. It's not the Orthodox God. You know, it's not the Muslim God. It's not even the Jewish God. You know, like that they don't have Jesus. So, like, if you're the Pope, like, your God is the Chad, you know, he's everywhere, he's dominating. And so, when someone comes there with his superstitious nonsense, and you're entertaining that, it means that you're leaving room for people to believe that maybe there's, like, other gods or other denominations, right? That, like, if the Pope himself is willing to entertain the idea that, like, well, other superstitions may also be true. Because, like, why else would you allow them to pray, right? It makes absolutely no sense. Especially when there's, like, a lot of commandments and a lot of Bible quotes where the God is jealous and doesn't like any other gods before him and stuff, right? And by the way, don't give me the shit. It's like, well, it's the same God. No, it's not. Like, if you're a pious Muslim, right, and you do everything properly, according to the Quran, if the Catholic God is real, you go to hell. Because you didn't accept Jesus Christ, you didn't do the sacraments and all of that, right? Vice versa is also true. Like, if you're a pious Christian, if you're a saint, right? Like, if you're a saint, and the Muslim God is true, you go to hell. Why? Because you drank alcohol, you didn't follow the 5 pillars, right? Different religions, basically. They used to have wars over this in the Middle East. And so, I don't understand, you know, why would he do this? My Eastern European brain goes like, okay, how much did the Muslims pay him? Like, that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Because, like, why would you, the Pope, be this charitable to someone that's not charitable? And it's not, like, it's symbolic. That's the problem, right? Because the thing is, like, the Muslims are the ones that need something. Like, they're the ones that need the 500-year-old library in this situation, right? And so, like, if you're the one in need and you go to someone else's house, well, you follow that person's rules. And so, it would be like, well, if you want to pray, go outside, you know? Or just pray. Like, the guy could have brought his own little rug, basically, and prayed in his quarters, and, like, no one would have said anything. But because, like, the Pope is doing it, now it looks official. Like, that's the difference, right? Because I'm pretty sure, like, other Muslims went to the Vatican and they brought their little rug with them. And in their quarters, they're praying and, like, no one is going to say anything. But now it's in the news. Now it's official papal bull, I guess. I don't know. Did he actually give a bull or was it, like, just going in front of the cameras and say, yeah, wing it, why not? The thing is, like, if it was a medieval pope, like, what he would have done is like, oh, you want access to the library? That's nice. You know what? Hire a Catholic priest, pay him. Like, you can actually do that. Like, pay a Catholic priest, and he will come to the library, he will copy the things that you need, and then he will bring them to you in a place where you can pray and you can do anything like that, Because that, again, like, that's the thing. It's like, where's the reciprocity? Like, if a Catholic person goes into Muslim nation under Sharia, right? Is he going to be accommodated like this? Probably not, right? Well, what if they want to do communion and they have to give alcohol? Like, is that going to be, arranged by the Saudis? Still, the question would be, like, what would Jesus have done? Like, would Jesus... Because at the end of the day, like, this is the question, right? Like, the Christianity, Christianity, right? So, like, what would Jesus have done? Would Jesus allow them to pray? Probably not, I think. Like, I actually thought about this, and there's not that many parts in the Bible where, or maybe there are and I forgot. I generally want people to remind me if there's something that I'm missing, but, like, there's no parts in the Bible where Jesus meets a person of a different faith. And like, that person asks Jesus if he can pray, or, he's got, like, various talisman or paraphernalia part of a different faith, and see how Jesus reacts to that. Because, in one way, like, yes, like, Jesus was about turning the other cheek, and he was very accommodating, and he was very nice. So it would be interesting to see, like, how would they have reacted if a Roman went into his house and wanted to pray to Aphrodite or something, like what would Jesus have said in that situation? We don't know. And so, out of, like, all of the Pope's heresies, I guess, like getting the previous Pope taking the hammer and the sickle, this Pope being pro-environmentalist and shit, and having, like, weird pagans doing all of that blessing of the water with the world economic, like, okay, fine. Like out of all of that, like, this may be just the smallest. It's still something that a lot of people will go like, what the fuck? But I guess, like, it's not like an official prayer room for Muslims that happen to be in the Vatican. It's just for, like, the scholars that are there in order to have access to the 500-year-old manuscripts, right? So it's like, I guess, like, he's trying to be a good host. That's how you could frame it. But still, like, taking into account the current conflicts in the world and how many Christians are being oppressed by Muslims, especially in Africa, like, come on. Like, obviously, not a good look, as the people on Twitter like to say. Not a good look. Also, I think, like, he's supporting mass immigration in the United States and other interesting takes. I actually do miss the Cold War Pope. What was his name? The singing one. Like that one was the Chad. That one was the one that actually did a really good job at pushing against communism. And I do think, like, out of all the heresies on planet Earth, I do think, like, communism is probably the worst because it killed so many Christians. Right? Like, it had the industrialized slaughter of Christians by sending them to the gulags, destroying churches, doing bad things to nuns, right? Like, the communists did that. And so, like, seeing modern popes, like, being milquetoast on Marxism, very weird. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.